never change. I swear I said I never change. Let the beat breathe. Stretch vowels at harmonies. Never change. I swear I said I never change. You cried when I was suicidal. A friend could turn into a rival. A drug can turn into an idol. At the bottom was a high road. I'm here now, where's tomorrow? God save me from the sorrow. I swore I said I never changed. Became addicted to the pain. Became addicted to the shame in my mind. Never lane, fly it in the paper plane. We can build on the crane, spreading wealth like it's rain. I thought I grew rich. Fuck it. I thought I was a loser. That was my mind state in high school. All I needed was effort and more experience. Set some goals, then explode. I'm poetic with these flows. Come from the bottom where most people fold and made it in play. The story will be told. Understand I had a plan to be the man. I'm in demand. I'm just rapping for the thrill. And then that just turns to meals. Success is in the air. Take a whiff, feel the chill. Meditate and pray daily. Everything Gucci, that's for certain. Cause your changes at the top. New perspective, new objectives. Just kill the critics. I'm thankful for everything I got in life experience. And God's time is timeless. He shows up like clockwork. Infinity and beyond. Here's a thought that might work. One way that's for certain. Persistence is official. In the studio, Newton rapper, we don't miss you. Only rappers that's left is Wayne and Jay. Nas, Conway, Benny, Too, Deshaun, and Drake. Sometimes Kendrick stole the crown. J. Cole has the throne. They said fight Rihanna and Kanye found the soul. Just know it's always love. And we all could take control. My mother name is Hope, so all I know is hope. I would never stop rapping, even if no one ever quotes. I would never even know in my eyes making sense. Get rich or die trying. Let's conquer undivide. Decided just try. Confirmation out of my now everything that I touch is like my suit. Instead of sagging pants, I could have been rapping my ass off. See the industry up, mask off, flask off, like the SpaceX striking ship. Not just rap more like venture capital edge. You think you see in green, but you bleeding red, and you pissing lean with your shriveled up spleen. Most even just need I should bitch them for a week while I kill another beat. I don't do this for free. When he talks, why you speaking? Shots can leave you leaking. Foreign up creeps, everything covered like Tony Allen. This is you can't read your sequence. Got the code, you can expose bodies whole life. I got that line from my bro. Let's split this money out and go. Let's have a toast and do that like we made it go. Had to climb out of the hole. Never change. Let's let it go. BILLINICO. If you only knew what
Someday, this job will be yours, son.
Wait, you don't own this restaurant?
yeah. Wait up.
Make America waving again.
Make America wave again. Not too loud, just say it again. Make America wave again. Real waves, not pretending. BILLINICO sales like when Ken brought out the beach chair. But dawg, you not wavy. I'm getting to the money fast. Fuck being lazy. Eyes red, I'm blazed. Still on point like I'm Trey. I could shoot from long range or set up a play. Rappers acting on the stage, put them boys on Broadway. I do it for a play. Yeah, I do it for a pay. So many income streams created, I don't even relate. Mason talks in the war room. I run a boardroom. It costs to be the boss. Ask how much it cost. I was insecure. I was living in a costume, but I stayed patient. Most flowers blossom. Trying to spread a message. I feel like an apostle, but it's for everybody. Like I live inside a brothel. I know time is limited. That's why I sound hostile. Excuse the contradiction, sometimes rapping turn to fiction. We've been getting to this money like some GTA missions. I'm a leader, I'm a visionary. Me what it takes to get to the next level. The truth will set you free, and we know knowledge is power. We used to revel in our ignorance. We were such blissful kids, didn't mind the petty grievances. Settled all our differences, accept no limitations. If it's fear, we gotta face it. Not to be dramatic, but the word I speak a price. It's for the young single mother working night shift. Yeah. My verse a work of art. The spark at night that lights the dark, created all with just a thought. The lightning sparks, nigga, you ain't Einstein, a certified lover boy. You sold on shelves like a toy, ain't no heart in that, ain't no life in that. I just rap and then I fade to black. But I ain't dead, I'm resurrected. My words will be respected, my thoughts will be dissected. A comeback story, I know cause I direct. Yeah. Black men need direction. I'm not talking prison, but we all need correction. Peep the complexion. Oh, that's God and that fuck your opinion. I'm being a matter of fact. I know the details down to a molecule. Always stay light cause the dog would try to swallow you. I follow cues of those that likes of how we're used. If I mention Forbes, you gon' tell me I can't do it. I can't do it. I used to live in fear, I've been through it. I've been through it. I used to live in fear, I've been through it. I've been through it. I guess that explains why now I overcome it. I know I'm rich as a bitch. I know my Tesla's hit. I know my wife is it. Amen. Sacrifice everything in between except focus and patience. Temporary setbacks lead to major comebacks. Realize you had the power to change your own reality. But first humble yourself and break out those invisible chains. Ain't no time for blame. Learn to live balanced. Stop putting nothing on a pedestal. I'm telling you. Live with no fear. That's the BILLINICO way. I need more royalties, not lawyer fees. I need loyalty, keep your demon emoji. This God's time, always. I defy odds and always. Different shapes and form, no weapon shall prosper. Been through some dirt, I cleaned up proper. Haters so depressed, all they talk is soap operas. Pull up in that phantom of the opera. Listen close, put your pride to the side, then you can hear it. Love it, don't fear it, we so close, I know we near it. Keep 10 toes down, even if they not cheering. It's cool, the legacy for my children, we out here. Lyrical beats. Yeah, I don't see no competition. Hold the waist, repetition. Getting money, premonition. It's been a while. Buying up the floor seat. Your wifey, she adore me. She give me good brain. I guess she adore me. I ain't talking sexual, I'm talking intellectual. I need my cash enormous. Fuck living dormant. Proceed with caution, now we on. Shooters might off 'em. Life is a maze, dawg. Don't get lost in it. Haters amaze, I'm on that bar shit. Beat my watch, how much it cost them. Make it rain, we weather the storm. I'm speaking to my future with lessons from my past. Young paid black boy, show my ass. All about the hustle, it's never about the cash, yeah. Hit 'em with that bow tie, 7 more than those ties. Yeah, yeah. Hit 'em with that bow tie, 7 7 more than those ties. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, look, fuck a friend, brothers to the end. In the 6 King Tut in the Benz. I beginning wanting me to end. Make amends, never follow trends. Hit the club, pull up in the studio. Baking soda in my pantry. Shout out Keisha, you know she a eater. Max the Visa, taking Visa trips. Pull up, hold up. She try to tell me get my boss on. Me don't play that. My brother hit me up, said LA. Chillin' on Fairfax, all black S600 Benz, yeah, that Maybach. Forever, I just wanna hear him talk straight shit. I don't need to brag no more, I just hear that real shit. Get that cash, yo. Sick of all the old shit, fake bro shit. Pussy, what you worth in this fucking moment? How you living incomplete human being isolated? Yeah, hit 'em with that bow ties. 7 more than those ties. Yeah, 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 ooh, yeah. Like medicine with the applesauce, yeah. Work hard before you be a boss. Arrogant, no comparison. The upper echelon gets closer as my soul gets colder. Yeah.
These lyrics use metaphorical hip-hop wordplay.
I was too legit to quit. Now I'm rich, mastermind, I'm master grind. Now I'm master time. Perfect timing, perfect faith. Faith in God, I run my race. Too legit to quit at it. Now I'm master time. I was too legit to quit. Now I'm rich, mastermind, I'm master grind. Now I'm master time. Perfect timing, perfect faith. Faith in God, I run my race. Too legit to quit at it. Now I'm master time.
Am I getting too young for this? Yeah. These ninjas calling themselves older 30. That's crazy. Crazy. Words are powerful, stupid mother. The Bible said life and death is in the power of the tongue. The Lord said my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So why would you speak, why would you claim, why would you become? Look, I ain't made a million till I took a chance. Yeah. Being last was never in my plans, ever. I knew the thirst would show the road to first. I paid the cost to be the boss and hit them where it hurts. I was so focused, they thought I was a jerk. No feelings. I grew up in the era where we did the jerk. Hey, she said I was a jerk, but I just knew my worth. Knew that. Confident and crazy, my ego's out of earth. Somewhere with the Father, faded like a barber. Line 'em up, and I'm just talking reef. I plead the fifth, your objection. Smoke a rapper pad when I blow the ganja. Pack 'em up. They try to flip my script like I was Benny Hunter. Sleeping on my dreams, so I brand pajamas. Wake up. I'm rapping real life, I love the simple shit. Simple. Atlantic fish, swordfish, and some corn pudding. Yeah. Newberry strip, I hit the booking. Late night stroll, gotta watch for jokes. Eyes open. Really need those. That's me. 2017, I had a master plan. Blueprint. Had a plan to be the man, had to make the man. Now I'm hot, but keep it cool. I turn to hate the fan. Flip that. God crown Jesus, I just lead the band. This is holy war music in the devil's land. Amen. talking big risk, I'm talking football numbers, I'm talking legacy moves, I'm talking Budden from the, and I'm just from the land of forgotten where everybody walking with chips on their shoulders. That weight feel like boulders, the weather feel colder. Youngins grow old, air foul, you can smell the odor. Get yourself up and get yourself to work, save up your down payment. Go build you a foundation, spray a new fragrance, smell like success, align with the best, and watch for the reps. Think before you speak, the mic to be a test. Put your back foot forward when you step correct. Life is not a movie, so you gotta be direct. In other words, stay woke, how you rap, but you out of work, stay broke. I'm out of worlds, rapping alien, forget you homo sapiens. Beat the beat like I'm Rocky, change my shorty name to Adrian. Curved all the superstitions, slay my family curses, found my purpose. God's son, walk on heaven's surface. New chapter in the Bible, you can go add my verses. I see dead rappers walking, go grab the hearses. They so boring, got me snoring. Everybody rapping from ego instead of love. I'm the realest just because I do it, just because I got right now. Forget what it was, the first local rapper to rap better than your top 5. On a mission getting chicken while others stuck at Popeye. Son, these rappers had to tell them bye-bye. When they ask who that is, tell them that guy. Ironically, I've been a prodigy in the mob deep rap mythology. Finally found God and I ain't pay a finder's fee. His loyalty is royalty, spoils me. I'm not gaudy, I'm godly. Higher powers inside me, my blessings monopoly. Go get back, then go cop me more property. I'm probably built, don't be mad. Standing on the clearing of a woman, food for thug. Wash my dishes if they tell it we the villains, we the pen slaves or criminals. I just stay out of the way, the pay transfade. It's a phase of its home, your mind's amazed. When I rap, be amazed. This verse just a scratch, just a glaze of the surface. Knowledge of self, so we been in the hood. We was never worthless, kept the grass cut low. I shot for the serpent. I look down at the game and she working. And I never go broke, long as people love rap. I believe in law of attraction. That's a matter of fact. I run laps on tracks, turn bars in the crack. Can't be imitated, can't be duplicated. This part's to the move, which means I just got the better. If you holding the W, then you gotta feel this. That's him, that's really him. He back in the flesh, they say he come.
Asian ninjas condom ourselves all at 30.
Energy prices up, bro. Protect your grid.
You know, this mindfulness practice is really shifting my whole perspective on things, bro.
Mindfulness, huh? Sounds like some more of that new age stuff you be on. Yo, and then he had the nerve to say, man, I was heated.
We all process pain differently, King.
Yo, we're gonna get into the show. We're gonna play a little bit more music though. Yes. Today we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about Joe Budden, Charlamagne, the future of independent leverage. Yeah. We'll be dissecting this media. I guess I wouldn't call it a war, but it's like a cold war going on right now. You know, Charlamagne just secured that 200 million, you know, with the headline, you know, with the Black Effect and the rumored Netflix play that came into reality. So I guess it's no longer rumored, that came into play. So we're going to get into that. And then Joe, you know, Joe is on the right of ownership. Charlamagne's on the right side of the scale. So let's see, we'll get into it.
It's all your fault. We should never have come down here. You and your stupid ideas. Now look where we are. Ah! Tommy, ah! Ah!
Let me out. Let me out of here right now. Help. Somebody help me.
And another thing, the constant emotional labor expected of women is just outrageous. Men need to step up and... Actually, in a truly equitable post-apocalyptic scenario, the societal constructs that prioritize...
There you go, too, though. You know I'm rich.
That's the time, yeah. I was too legit to quit. Now I'm rich. Mastermind, a master grind, now I'm master time. I was too legit to quit. Now I'm rich. I got your missing, she missing. She chillin' with a friend. That's the night. I'm master time, now I'm master time. I was too legit to quit. Hey. Now I'm rich. I got your missing, she missing. She chillin' with a villain. Mastermind, I'm master grind, now I'm master time. Caught the rollie all cash, call it perfect time. Double V's, double flash, got my haters blinded. Kill them all with success, that's my life assignment. I ain't tryna sell my truth, forget if you buy it. I'ma live it every day, every step to a faith. I'm a beast filled with grace, I can walk in a race. I'ma do it my way. That's my master time, yeah. Too legit to quit. Now I'm rich, master grind, master time. That's the difference, that's the difference. I said I'm sorry, but you taking feelings straight tomorrow. On a mission
Till the money can't be bumming, but if I do, it's cool. I'm black and handsome.
The world's for ransom. I know they can't stand them, but you will understand them. Sound different, Marilyn Manson. Go right to the end. Yeah, stand. Timing don't lie, pressure make diamonds. They rush, I align it. Yeah, master time. Yeah, master time. And now you middlemen discuss me. You ain't really talking money unless you discuss me. Yeah. My first born already good, you can trust me. Yeah. And homie, this is practice, like Kobe in the gym on my 25th hour. Too legit to quit. Now I'm rich, that's the grind, that's the time, that's the mission. Perfect timing, every phase, faith in God. I run my race. As you don't get it, I've been had this vision. Karma came like dividends, sliced out all the middlemen. Still in the gym like Kobe on my 25th hour, but partner in the gym too. Me how attitude. Came along from making minimum wage. Eyes wide shut, I admit I was asleep, but something got into me. I'm feeling full of energy, I can conquer anything. I win in any rain. Y'all still plotting on the mills, that's the same. I'm plotting on them beats, paid $1 million fees, suffer major losses. Put my lips on the crosses, God turned us into bosses. Yeah, you don't get it, I've been had this vision. Karma came like dividends, sliced out all the middlemen. Still in the gym like Kobe. I'm right in the 25th hour, a partner in the gym too. Yeah, tell me how that sound, how it sound. No 25th, yeah, no middle. Yeah. Seasons change, been through pain. I felt the same, and overcame. Wrote my name up in the clouds. Yeah. What are you about? I got a dog. Yeah. And I got a dog and a wife. I don't take things light, don't fear loss.
We're gonna play one more song. Then we get into it.
Yo, easy. They gon' think so now. Bitch be talking, bitch be hawking. Stress like a rap, proceed with caution. But he's in Boston, I call it tick. Turn on the faucet, I get a whack. JB Black on my shoes. Got your girl in my coupe. It's war, I pop at your dues. Shots, no mixing, no juice. You add, it's time to recruit. I'm hungry, you looking like food. Money discussion with Jews.
Hey, you in the streets and we are not stuffing it. Shorty, she loving my turn out. Unique, hiding the.
She doing tricks, she doing magic. She gonna have it, feel everlasting. I
cannot pass you from the mad. In the back, like the casket. You was my man, my nigga. What happened?
Lies on the ground, keep all the captions, all of the fabric. We call that caption. Smoking that good, feel like a pilot. Booking a trip straight to the island.
Y'all think Drake's album's gonna be better than mine? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think Drake is gonna put out a better album than my Live With No Fear album? And that's real talk. I'm dead serious too. I know people like to hate, people like to don't believe and all that. Do y'all think Drake, Drizzy Drake, is going to put out a better album cohesively, sonically, lyrically, beats, production, flow, than Live With No Fear, which is on all platforms right now? Go to Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, type in BILLINICO, type in Live With No Fear. Tell me what y'all think. I don't think so.
That's not your hoe, she stacking the mileage. Met her in public, spending in private. Nigga just try me, make a deposit, cashing the check. Green in my optics, flow so polished, I just demolish. If you a problem, I never might solve it. Thought you was solid, really no contest. I'm plotting on profit. Young man feeling like Neo in a Matrix. I gotta laugh at the crowd, y'all thinking too basic. Haters passing every day, I see their whole face. Used to play it cool, now watch how I lane switch. Don't think too hard, just put your heart and soul in it and go with it. When life punches, gotta roll with it. No limits, gotta aim for gold with it. Hoes vicious, eyes open for gold diggers. Nothing. With all due respect, we are not the same. I pay dues and stay true, fuck the childish game. Dedicated, persistent, I can't be playing. But that's the ball and cross him up, leave his ankle sprained. I'd rather ball and gravitate and get it sprayed. I'd rather pray with arms wide and on my knees tied. I remember laying in the sky like I please why. Now I know why. Sometimes you gotta stay patient and face it. If you're not where you wanna be, you gotta make a play quick. You gotta think advance if you wanna dodge basic. It's a matrix. See through it, no lace. The good, bad, and ugly, it all reflects within. If I sin, I
when I sing, I think of shit.
Just take it like a Tesla rocket shit. Tryna get the Mars before apocalypse. They tryna mandate a vaccine and then we fuck you mean I got rights.
I got. Ain't trying to get it. Blast out. Also, when you decipher loyalty. So saying this was size and loyalty. Keep it leaving them emojis. This guy.
Always. And I pray that prayer works. I said I pray that prayer works. And I pray that prayer works. I know guys that a rock star and blast that heavy metal. Family looking like damn how he sound ghetto. Still making moves from the burbs to the metro. No contracts on me like Metro. This bitch is dressing Metro. It's sad when masculinity is retro. Talking energy and retrograde. Throw back like trying to be creative, like trying to be different. Like sharing your vision. Baby, just slow a bit, slow a bit. So many bars, I feel like a convict. You wanna hate this, you feeling the conflict. I give you options. Pockets keep rising.
All right. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the topic. Make sure you go to BILLINICO.com. Use code FEARLESS. Make sure you go to all streaming platforms. Type in Billy Nico. Live with no fear. Listen to the music. Let me know your thoughts. Type something in the chat. Let me know what you think. And let's get into it. So we're gonna after what was that? 25 minutes. 25 minutes, showing the creativity, Now it's time to talk about business. Let's get into the business. The business pays for the creativity, by the way. If you want to show your creativity, you want to be creative, you got to do the business. You got to handle the boring things first. So you're not going to just be entertained. You are going to be educated. You are not going to be just entertained. So going to use Joe Budden, Charlamagne, and that $200 million, big money, $200 million deal. And we're going to analyze that situation just to give you some more insight. Okay. Also, let me know what you think about the skits. Let me know what you think about the skits if you watch this. Even if you watch this later on, put something in the chat about what's your favorite skit, if you like Therapy Bro, and etc. So Charlamagne went to Netflix for $200 million. And I guess Netflix is not a fan favorite for their current audience because they can't engage in the chat. The comment section is not a fan favorite, and it's not an ideal user experience for the consumer. And I'm not sure if this is something that they considered. Now, I also said we're going to use Joe Budden, right? Now, Joe Budden currently doesn't have any of his products or property on Netflix. So what does this mean? In the surface wise, you're looking, wow, Charlamagne's winning. He got a $200 million deal. His show is on Netflix. This is a big deal. Well, there were some trade-offs. If you look at the nuance of the situation. They couldn't control the platform well, they couldn't control their property going to the platform, and they couldn't control the experience that their customers will be having. Now, because Joe Budden controls and owns his property, he doesn't have to necessarily put the podcast itself on Netflix, or he doesn't have to necessarily remove it from one platform and then add it to another. So he can keep his fan base and his customers much more satisfied in the long run, which will benefit him and his brand as it continues to grow and scale. Now, Charlamagne and Breakfast Club got the immediate visibility. You know, they got the immediate money. They got immediate visibility, but they don't control the long-term experience. They don't control their product. And let's say there's more money down the line, which, you know, you would have to pivot. They can't necessarily do that because, you know, they're locked into a deal and their property is owned by iHeartMedia. Whereas Joe, he owns his property. He is the iHeartMedia, and he has different subsidiary shows, which the Breakfast Club, which will be competing with his podcast, the Joe Budden podcast. But he also has different products, right? He has the Human Show, JBP Rewind, etc. So iHeartMedia is on top, and then under that they have Breakfast Club and all these various other podcasts. Then you have the Joe Budden Network, which had Joe Budden podcast under it, and JBP Rewind. Their back page, their back behind the scenes show. So those are some things that they can do. How does this benefit you? This benefits you because if you look at the headlines, you're like, oh man, that's a great deal. I could just sign with this company and do the same type of deal that Charlamagne did. But if you don't calculate these things or factor these things in, you're going to be in a tough situation because your customer or customers are the most important. Your clients, your clientele, they are the people that bring you the value because they are paying or they are watching. And that's what these other people that you're doing business with want. I repeat, your customers have to be happy in order to make your partners happy, or these other corporations, these other corporate partnerships that you try to negotiate, right? Because if you're not having a stable customer that's coming to you and spending money with you, which helps you out because you're owning that cash flow, but also the other people you want to do business with, when they know you control the customer and they know the customer is going to follow you anywhere and they're going to support, they're going to want to do business with you, which opens you up to advertisement, right? So you control the revenue streams, and over time, these things compound and it stabilizes, right? Something like what the Breakfast Club doing potentially, because of the user experience, can destabilize and long-term may not be as effective. So when they go back to the negotiation table, not only do they lose leverage almost completely in that situation. If their audience does not transition to Netflix, they lose leverage because they don't own their product and they don't have any customers that are coming to follow their show. So at that point, they could potentially reduce their show spending. They could cut their show. Or if they need to renegotiate, they will just offer them a lower amount. So again, $200 million is a lot of money, but it's contingent on some certain things. Right? So we're in the era of the gatekeeper being kind of obsolete because intelligence is commoditized, right? Research is a commodity now. You can literally find all the information you need. You can find all the systems that you need. You can find all the old ways that they would, kind of gatekeep the processes of how to enter a market, how to control property, how to sell your property, how to maintain your property. All of this is open. All of this is available at your discretion. But people still don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the research. Even with all the technology that makes it much easier. you're able to download so much information and there's so much things in the market, you're always distracted. The media doesn't not help because they push a lot of BS. We have the celebrity gossip, obviously, the addictions in society with food, media, commercials, and gambling, etc. You're constantly bombarded with things that are taking up your bandwidth. And in order to put things in its proper perspective and to change the paradigm and to move forward and to do things differently, you have to dive deep into the information. Yeah, we know ownership is important, but why is ownership important? That's where things like this puts it in perspective. Videos like this puts it in perspective. When you do your research, how can I leverage my property? How can I leverage my talent? What kind of deals can I negotiate? How do I set up my terms long term? How can I own this? Or can I leverage some of my ownership and maybe give off a percentage? How do I maintain majority control over a long period of time? And the most important, what is the end goal? For the men that are listening, what are you doing for your legacy, for your seed? What will you be leaving for your family, your children? So if you're taking something, even if it's $200 million, if you're taking something, that money can run out. That money can still run out. So you have to be thinking long term. When you control something, you own something, if you pass away, that deal goes away. You better hope that, there's some type of infrastructure to where maybe the cash flow is being invested to something that can, stand the test of time. But your property that you already created, such as the Breakfast Club, which is great, we assume it's going to be valuable, for a long period of time. Even after these guys go away, this is a great show. People are going to rewatch the episodes. The brand itself has value. The name, they have a cachet that they built up. So imagine if they owned that. Imagine Charlamagne's children saying, "Oh, we own the Breakfast Club brand," and they started a new show, with them, and they hired different talent, and they kept the legacy going forward. But because they don't own that, they can't do that. So their children would never be able to capitalize off that brand and the work that they put in, all that sweat equity that they put into that brand. Whereas the Joe Budden Network, his children will most likely be able to inherit his legacy. So again, they offer you a lot of money up front, but that money is not attached to anything but the money. So yeah, there's a value to capital, but how long does that capital last? What is the leverage with that capital? Versus what is the leverage with the brand that you built up that is attached to other business ventures and advertisements and et cetera that will hopefully stand the test of time, especially as the media space evolves with all these different technologies. You'll be able to utilize the things that you create in different ways and shapes and forms going forward that we probably don't even know, that we're not even considering now, ways to monetize your creativity. So, that's why Joe Budden's model is currently, in my opinion, it will win versus Charlamagne's model. Now, I'm not going to say that Charlamagne's losing necessarily. I'm just talking about overall, the benefits, the pros and cons. Now, if you're someone that's more in the now and you want to, maybe he needs the capital and he has a crazy idea that he's going to leverage that capital immediately and put that into something else that he owns. We don't know. That can also be something that he can have at play. But these are things that you just got to put in perspective. Different things to put in perspective for you. But let's take a little break and play another song real quick.
I have something to say. Well, I guess history repeats itself. What could you do to stop God's love? Pain helps you grow where you don't. Imagine a man being soft as a dove. I try to be patient, I try to reach your love. What they do down low, you try to bring above. Recipe for disaster, real kings and queens rise and shine above. Hey. I made my anguish payments. I made outlandish statements. I built our first house with tape. Grinded to put food on plates. All I ask for is respect and appreciation. Am I right, mama? Only goal is just to feed the nation. Or should I free my nation? Kept on captivity so long we forgot who we are. This God's calling driven to success. You know I got a flex. You know I got a ride. You know I never die. That's legacy of Jesus died for our sins. I guess I died for my friends. Ego died to my enemies. Feeling bittersweet. Expose my heart to the world schemes. To show I really bleed. I replied on TC too many times, too many to keep my mind on ease. Receive the keys of my future and never crashed out. Man down, don't be mad now, they'll put a mask out. I thought I was asleep, but they passed out. God told me pass it, so I ran routes. No handouts, avoided bang out. Put them things out, look defending what I love. I speak for the weak, I rap for the meek, I rap for me, I rap for a purpose. Thought I was worthless, now I feel like rags to riches. Business trips, first passport, need a second passport just in case shit get crazy. Switzerland bank accounts and voice we send them. Numbers add up, big amounts. Yeah, I know you used to, yes I know you used to the old me, but I'm newly rejuvenated. No communication for a layman. Working on creations, no more recreations. Implement phases, build it up in stages. I'm just chilling, sharing mental pages, yeah. The space in the beat was made for lyricists. All your favorite rappers, I don't think you really hearing this. This shit is not for game, this shit is not for play. The elders paid away. Learning busy, you can be a mom. R.I.P., memoir P, yeah. This for the legacy, not the gimmicks. From my real life, how I live it. I write poems for the streets, they feel it. If it's real, then you hear it. This for the legacy, not the gimmicks. From my real life, how I live it. I write poems for the streets, they feel it. If it's real, then you hear it. What I see, fake rap on repeat. I write poems for the streets. What I dream, I can see when I plan, I conceive. Money seeds turn to trees. Honey's buzzing, bumblebees trying to shake the tree and get a couple leaves. I'm big dog shaking off the fleece. Before that, you never would believe. Open door, guns drawn by police. Devil almost caught me, but God slid the key. Build a legacy, you will remember me. Nah, you'll remember we. This for my last name. Fuck all those past things, but who gives a fucking fuck? Who's asking? Ooh, yeah. This for the legacy, not the gimmicks. For my real life, how I live it. I write poems for the streets, they feel it. If it's real, then you'll get ready. This for the legacy, not the gimmicks. For my real life, how I live it. I write poems for the streets, they feel it. If it's real, then you'll get ready. Balls I fall, this verse is just a highlight. You can get nervous if you caught up in the spotlight. New improved knowledge, all I need is one mic pause. The world is yours and everything in it. Focus on what's real, never mind the gimmicks. Clones just mimics, leaders share their visions. Check out how I pin it, if I sin, I'm repenting. Trying to make them dollars multiply, no division. Karma coming back, 100-fold like dividends. And, yeah, keep my karma clean, yeah. Legacy talk, this ain't for pretend. What I build now, gon' last till the end. I represent you and I in a verse. Live life or you end up in a hearse. Shit, trife, do it right, don't go left. I do the money dance with my 2 steps. I've been a playboy, no you have. Had them hoes in the apartments with my mama there. Now we in the burbs, I move my mama there. Had to be my own hope, even if Obamacare. I admit, dog, I had welfare dreams. And I pray my son never knows what welfare means. He no fear, I'm here. Prices going up, credit going up, investments up, spirit going up. Yeah. You know when you come from a certain point of view, and when you hear and say it, you know it's the truth. Now represent the few. They come from the bottom of the totem pole. Never had a totem pose, but I do them both. Yeah, I got a boast. Your boy turn to gold. Now I'm a man. You don't gotta be a fan, but I plan this for my fam. Yeah, this for the bloodline. Legacy mode. Yeah, this for the bloodline. Legacy mode.
All right. So let's play a little bit of the video, see what they say, see what academic says, and we'll go from there.
Interviews chopped up.
Exactly. It was never the full show.
Right.
It was always segments. Like
Let's get straight to it. Charlamagne is breaking it down. I love when Charlamagne does his breakdown when it comes to media, because a lot of times there be a lot of like niggas popping shit. They don't really know what's going on. Charlamagne gonna tell us what's going on with the business. Here what's popping for all you niggas who type 7. He gonna break it down for y'all.
Netflix. And the crazy thing that's funny, the funny thing to me is like people will be like, I'm not watching Breakfast Club on Netflix, but then you constantly tweeting about the America's Next Top Model doc. You constantly.
See, my thing is, those are 2 different types of content, though. Like, what people are bringing up isn't wrong. Like, people aren't being haters. People are just dissecting, the move in the user experience. You know, people are used to watching you on a certain platform and they get a certain feel. America Next Top Model is a show. You know, you go to Netflix for shows, documentaries, drama, high-end movies. You don't go there for podcasts. Now, I'm not saying podcasts won't work, because there are podcasts that are a little more cinematic. But the fact that you removed your podcast from one platform completely and you're forcing your audience to go to another street, you know, I look at it as a metaphor. You hustle on one block or one street and you're telling all your customers you took it off this block and they got to go to another street, where previously they could get it on that street. Now, Joe Budden, which I said in a previous video, Joe Budden still hustles on YouTube and he hustles on Patreon. He has content on YouTube as well as on Patreon. This is a fact. If you agree with me, let me know. He didn't take all of his content off YouTube and then say, hey, come watch me on Patreon. If you guys left your product on YouTube and put it on Netflix, that would have been a better deal. That's all I think people are probably ultimately saying. Or that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a horrible deal. You got paid, you got a new relationship, and you got more exposure, or not necessarily more exposure, but different exposure. But is it going to translate for the customer? And again, the customer is the most important. Remember that.
Tweeting about Stranger Things. You constantly tweeting about the Diddy doll, whatever the fuck it is.
What you said, though, it's like, change is always going to be tricky and people are going to be...
Now, just once again, refreshing everybody who might not know what the fuck is going on. The Breakfast Club, after they have been publishing most of their content on YouTube for a while, they've decided that their content is going to be published on Netflix. They want their audience to follow them over to Netflix, and some of them have gone, but some are really upset. They're like...
They're like, get it, Charlamagne he has cachet. He's highly respected. But think about what they're saying. They're kind of breezing over like it's no big deal. Some went and some are upset. These are your customers. This is your client base. This is not, some went, some are upset. No, if I'm selling products, if I'm selling cookies out of my cookie store, and some people some of my loyal 100 customers that have always been coming for years, that helped me build up my reputation. Suddenly, I'm not really feeling your new cookie brand, and, we're not coming no more. They're like, nah, that's a big deal. They're just going over this like this is light work. Like that matters.
We didn't get a say in the matter. And, y'all know how I subscribe. It's like the audience is the boss, right? So
exactly. There we go.
No matter how much we could act and we could talk that shit, the audience really runs shit. So if they're like, yo, we didn't give y'all approval to go do some shit, you got to really rethink yourself. However, at the end of the day, the Breakfast Club is owned by iHeart. And,
I said that previously. Rewind it. Check out my other content. I've spoken about that. Joe Budden owns his product. Joe Budden Network is the iHeart Media. Think about that. So the leverage that iHeart Media has in this situation, Joe Budden will have when he decides to approach Netflix. This is very important. A lot of people don't realize that. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on Joe Budden and the potential moves that he can make down the pipe. People saw the 200 million. They're like, oh, man. See in the comments, they're like, oh, Charlamagne is doing his thing. Well, people weren't really making it too much about them versus each other. But when Joe Budden comes to the table and he decides to bring different content, because he doesn't have to just throw his podcast up there. He owns different intellectual property, man. I'm telling you. And it's going to be a better fit for Netflix. So if he introduces a product that is a better fit for Netflix and it's a hit, come on. Then it's like, oh, he's a pioneer. He's this, he's that. More deals coming, bigger marketing budgets, bigger advertisement deals, bigger sponsorships, bigger everything. It is what it is. Come back to the video and see. I know y'all watching a lot of BS online right now. I know the Anton Daniels and the Corey Holcomb type of stuff is online going on, but y'all need to get that real information. If you're not watching Anton for the Millionaire Morning Show and all that good stuff, and you just watching the hate on them and you're not getting business perspective and you're not putting things in its proper place, then you're missing out on a lot of information, especially in this current climate. This is the time. This is like the time of building right now. This is a time for, if you really lock in, like, you can become so wealthy, man. There's so much knowledge out there, so much information, so many people that are giving us real-time examples of how to move, how to handle business. You don't have to all do it on a major level because it's all, relative. But get in the game, man.
Money talks. So
get in the game.
They made the decision, and unfortunately, I think Charlamagne is the leader that they're pushing out there to say, make these Negroes accept the change. And he's trying.
Yo, what did he say? Make these Negroes accept the change.
But these Negroes accept the change.
That sounds wild,
he's trying, but he's also trying to explain to us. So listen to his explanation.
Crochet would change, and eventually they'll adjust to it.
Listen, if anybody has black customers or deals with black people, they're the most picky customers. Black people are the most picky customers. They're going to vocalize their issues. They're going to let you know what they don't like. They're going to let you know what they like, for sure. They're going to rep for you when they love you. But when they don't rock with you, when they don't like you, they will let you know as well. It just is what it is. They're going to let you know they're not rocking with that. And I guess they are not rocking with the new experience on Netflix. They enjoyed YouTube. They enjoy typing their comments, reading the comments from others and talking junk. That is something that feels good for them. You can't remove something that is a good experience and expect your customer to be happy. You got to incentivize them to go to another platform. You got to give them a reason. It's like, oh, we have a new behind the scenes show on Netflix. Come check us out. That is different. That expands your brand. That expands your product. What they did was contract. They constricted their product. Instead of expanding, they went smaller. They thought it was a bigger move because they were moving to Netflix, but the experience is not better for their specific client.
A lot of it is just narrative, Andrew. People, somebody will get online, create a narrative, put something in somebody's head, and then everybody will run with it.
No way.
Yes.
When has that happened ever? I can't fathom that even exists.
I'm just saying, it happens.
So when they say narrative, that is true. There are narratives that happen at times, but also what they're failing to realize is that we're just a much more knowledgeable consumer base. We're just much more knowledgeable. People are much more aware of business. They're much more aware of how to communicate, things. They're much more vocal. We have social media. So people do speak their genuine opinion and they're able to reach a massive audience. So yes, at the same time, people do hear one thing and then they jump on the bandwagon, but people are also communicating something that we see and that we're recognizing. You took all of your product off of YouTube, added it here, and that's a different experience for the customers that were used to watching it here. This is user experience all the way. And this is something that they talk about in the boardrooms. They talk about these things. These things matter to people because this is what helps your retention, right? So when Joe Budden decides to put his product on Patreon, he's retaining his client base because they're satisfied because they can still get what they want on YouTube, maybe a day later, but they're still going to get it on YouTube. And it incentivizes them to go to Patreon and subscribe there because they're going to get more content, some other shows. So now they're willing to pay. So he just opened up another revenue stream. That's business right there. How can you keep your customer happy, your initial customer, but also expand to give them more and bring in even more value for both parties? So it's an even exchange. What they did doesn't look like an even exchange. It's just, oh, we're going to Netflix because Netflix wants us to and iHeart wants us to. What is the benefit of that for the customer? Oh, you can watch us on Netflix. So the Netflix has an app and you can watch it on the TV. But we can't comment, and those platforms aren't really as smooth for people that want to just watch a podcast real quick, either on the go while they're, because people watch podcasts while they're driving, while they are, doing activities, while they're studying, while they're cleaning the house. People watch it, passively. So how can you listen to a podcast on a platform that isn't made for passive listeners? It's made for you to be sitting on a couch, laying in your bed, etc. How many people sit on the couch and watch podcasts? Now, people do have, TVs and certain setups like in offices, etc., where they set it up that way. But you got to give options for your clients. You got to give them options. You don't remove one product and add another product. If they like that other product, you keep that product, then you add another product. But they had less leverage and they probably couldn't negotiate that because iHeart is the owning company of the Breakfast Club. Let's continue.
Now everybody's like, yeah, I agree. But no, I just want everybody to ask one simple question to themselves. What are the viewership numbers on Netflix? And it's not just for Breakfast Club. This is for Joe and Jada. This is for Chelsea Handler. This is for...
Well, Netflix doesn't show the numbers like YouTube does. So we don't know. All we are going off of what your customers have been saying. That's all we're going off of. So if let's say the views are good. So that means that most people went from YouTube to Netflix. Good. Or he's saying, hey, we have a new audience on Netflix that is bigger than the audience on YouTube, which I don't think he would say, because then that would be dismissing his YouTube audience that have been rocking with him for years. And I don't think he would want to dismiss an audience that's been rocking with him for years. By the way, we've been hovering with some people that have been watching in the chat. Make sure you say something in the chat, man. Type a 1 or anything. Just let me know you're rocking. Let me know you're watching the show. This is good information, man. This is good information. Put a 1 in the chat, a 2 in the chat. We are doing a lot, man. We still running businesses too. We running organizations. We doing a lot, man. Make sure you go to BILLINICO.com, go to Apple, listen to the new Billy Nico Live With No Fear album, and let me know what you think.
Anybody that's over there, Bill Simmons, what are the numbers on Netflix?
They're not going to tell you.
Now, when you get the numbers on Netflix...
He said they're not going to tell you.
Then we can have an honest conversation on whether this is working or not. And by the way, if it don't work, I will be the first to tell y'all.
Yeah.
Because I want us to win. If sometimes...
That's two different things. If it don't work, I'm going to be the first person to tell you. I want us to win. That's kind of what? Come on, man. That sounds a little soft. Let's keep it at it. You're gonna win. Just say you're gonna win, and that is when you're winning. Or just say we'll see. But you're trying to say, oh, I will. It's about him, but then it's like us. I want us to win. He's trying to get some sympathy, like, oh, I'm doing this for us. This is for the greater good of creators and podcasters. But it's like, bruh, we're not slow. We know iHeart owns Breakfast Club. We know they did the deal. We don't even know if you really wanted to go over there. We don't know if you really want to go over there. So yes, is it a win because podcasts are now on these bigger platforms? Yes, but it will be an even bigger win if the people that own their platforms completely are on there. So if there was a Black Effect, I'm waiting for the Black Effect Network and Netflix deal. Do they have a deal together, like with Black Effect and Netflix? Or iHeart? I mean, iHeart has a piece of that too. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. When Joe Budden puts his stuff on there, come back to this video. When he puts the JBP Rewind or the Human Show on there, or maybe a new show completely, and it does wonders because he's also stepping up his production, by the way. For certain shows, Joe Budden shoots them differently. He shoots them differently. He is investing in his media company. And with AI and all these things coming out, he will be able to utilize these tools. And listen, you got to have vision for some of these things. Some people are going to be like, yo, this dude is just rambling. What is he talking about? For the people that get it, they're going to get it. And you just, it is what it is, man.
We got to be the first over the hill to see what's over there. Cool. But I'll be the first to tell you if it don't work.
Yeah.
Trust me, trust and believe. Okay. And I will be, yes.
Also, did anybody ever watch the whole Breakfast Club on YouTube, or were the interviews chopped up?
Exactly. It was never the full show.
Right.
I don't know what he's talking about. When I was watching the Breakfast Club, I would watch the full show. Now, I stopped watching them because, you know, they got a little too woke for me, and, you know, maybe I just outgrew certain aspects of the culture and stuff like that. You know, their political views I don't really agree with. But when I was watching them, when they were in their prime, arguably, people watch their full shows. Like, people, they have classic interviews. Don't get it twisted. The Breakfast Club is a media platform that has classic content, that has replay value. Like, they have classic, high quality, with legendary artists, industry experts. Like, bruh, don't get it twisted. The Breakfast Club, the value there is out of this world. People didn't just watch the clips. They watched the full episodes and the clips. So for shows to say, hey, people just watch the clips of your little show, right? Nah. The Breakfast Club? No. People were watching the full show, start to end, especially if it was a great interview. Dame Dash, Jay-Z, Kanye. I don't agree with Joe Biden, but they had Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton up there. Everybody except Trump. Isn't that crazy? So ignorant and so one-sided that y'all, imagine if they had Donald Trump up there, the numbers they would have did. Oh, so dumb. Oh, maybe they probably couldn't because of the iHeart. Who knows? Oh, my God.
It was always segments like so. And even now, when you go on the Breakfast Club on YouTube, we do put up.
What do you mean it's always been segments? What are they talking about?
Clips, you know, we put up clips on, so nothing has changed on social media.
That's how I would organize Breakfast Club on Netflix. I would have it piecemeal. And
Donkey Today is piece.
For me, what I would do is like, you click on Netflix and it's just like, click on Breakfast Club and it's just like, you know how it has episodes and seasons?
Oh, it does have that.
But what I would break it up is like, okay, Donkey Today, and then there's all your Donkey Days. Okay, interviews, and then there's all the interviews. And then there's full episodes where you could just watch the full episode. But that way, if you just want the Donkey Today, you're running that. If you want...
So he's looking... What is he doing right now? What is Schultz helping him brainstorm with? What is Schultz helping him brainstorm with that we were just talking about? Can someone type it in the chat, please? Let me know that. You know, when the teacher asks, hey, can someone raise their hand? Can someone be brave enough to raise their hand and tell me what Schultz is describing? What aspect of the business is he describing? So people were probably bored as heck. People dropping out of they like, oh, we getting out of here. You asking us questions and stuff. We want us to think. We want to hear bullshit and entertainment. What is Schultz describing right now, y'all? What experience? Whose experience? Come on, someone. 2 letters, 2 words, 2 letters. 2 words or 2 letters to describe this. Come on, 2 words or 2 letters. Do I need to go to a commercial to let y'all think? Rewind what I was saying? Somebody. User experience. I don't think we have enough views for that yet. So I'll just say user experience. What Schultz is describing is, how can we make this experience better for the user? So when they come to Netflix, they're incentivized to stay here and watch it because it's more convenient. It's something very comfortable for them. It's, you know, we're putting thought into this so it could be a better feeling for them. They could get all their donkey of the days. They could get all their interviews. They could get the full episodes, and we're going to design it for them. Now, again, I don't know how much say that they have because this is iHeartMedia's deal. So can they even go into the rooms that need to be, you know, gone into to discuss these things? Right? Can they even go into the room to discuss the user experience? And again, this is something you're putting your time into. So you got to think long term. That's why it's important, because you're putting your time into this. They are on the Breakfast Club show, but if they can't control the user experience, however long the deal is, they have to suffer the consequences of that deal. So again, people aren't just hating. People are actually dissecting this from a business perspective and putting it into perspective for people so they can understand these things when they decide to make moves.
An interview from 3 years ago that was fire and you just want to watch it again, you get that.
Oh, no, but there's no back catalog on it. That's what people don't realize. Like when you go, like everyday daily.
That's crazy. I would have bought the back catalog if I was now.
You can't. How you buy a back catalog? It's all over the place.
Yeah, I would have bought it anyway.
15 years all over YouTube. You can't do it.
I
and that
would've
shit, come on, back catalog Breakfast Club would be too crazy.
Yeah, but you're not getting more.
Oh, so he understands. You hear him? The back catalog for Breakfast Club is too crazy. He understands that that value is crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. What do you think the value for the back catalog for the Joe Budden podcast is? Right? It's there. You got to think long term, man.
Money for it now.
Yes, you are.
I mean, you're getting like YouTube views and that kind
Exactly. Like you're still monetizing on YouTube. But
or they could have licensed the back catalog. They didn't have to buy it straight up, but they could have licensed the catalog and then put that on there and then highlighted the key episodes and put that, you know. Again, people don't really go to Netflix to watch podcasts or vodcasts, as they're now calling it, but they're doing it, they're trying it, and I'm not hating on it, but just trying to put things in its proper perspective and opening up the discussion for people to, you know, understand these things from a business perspective. So we'll let it play a little more. I don't want to get flagged for, you know, using academics video. So we only 5 minutes in, but we got a lot of content, right? We got what? I want to an hour. Let's go. Keep going, man.
when you go there daily on Netflix, what you see is the Breakfast Club full show. Then you see Donkey of the Day. Then you see the full interview. So those are the three.
I love it.
Because they organize it like how the podcast.
I would have just licensed it like they do Seinfeld or Friends.
Just said that. Listen, if you come into BILLINICO, you're not coming from someone that I'm saying this stuff before they say it, which lets you know that I'm pretty insightful when it comes to these subjects. So hit the like, hit the subscribe button, participate. If you want value, then, come here. I'm going to help explain these things. We're going to have fun. I'm going to play music. I'm going to play skits. And we're going to, have a good day. It's as simple as that.
Or whatever. I would be like, give us your whole back catalog and we're going to give you a licensing fee for the length of the contract here. And it can also be on YouTube, but I just want you guys to get into the flow of always coming to Netflix to watch your Breakfast Club stuff.
Well,
that's what I would.
He just said it. He literally, wait a minute. Let me rewind this. He literally said what I just said. And this is my first time watching this. I swear, this is my first time watching it. I've seen clips with Charlamagne talking. I didn't hear this part what Schultz said. Hold up.
I don't always come here. And it can also be on YouTube, but I just want you guys to get into the flow of always coming to Netflix to watch your Breakfast Club stuff.
Well,
to the length of the contract here. And it can also be on YouTube, but I just want you guys to get into the flow of always coming to Netflix to watch your Breakfast Club stuff.
Well,
he said he would have left it on YouTube. That was a mistake, taking it off YouTube. I think they had to put it back on. Let me see if they're still on YouTube. Let me check. Let's see. Let's see clips on here. Hold on. Let me check. Bear with me, y'all. Videos, clips. Their views are down too. Their views were kind of already trending down. live streamed a month ago. The live streams actually do decent views. But so their views are down. So I don't know. It wasn't a good deal from that perspective.
That's what I would.
I don't want to say too much because I have ideas. And the last time I had an idea, which I knew was gonna happen, like I knew YouTube was gonna. I knew, and I said there's a brand of this episode where I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna say this because I don't want to give them no ideas. I knew they were gonna suppress the content that went over to Netflix.
I vehemently disagree with Charlamagne with that.
I don't know what is he talking about? Who's suppressing who?
I want to give them no ideas. I knew they were going to suppress the content that went over to Netflix.
Why would that benefit them? Like, we get it. You're going to another platform, but why would we want you to lose on this platform? Because the more you bring people to our platform, the more we can, make from advertisements. If anything, we might want to make we might want to make it jump more on our platform still, so that we can keep viewers on this platform. That would make more sense to me. Like, you would want to keep people on this platform, on YouTube, even if you went to Netflix, because you want to continue to make that money off the Breakfast Club.
I vehemently disagree with Charlamagne with that. Just like I think Charlamagne,
like, Academics is on multiple platforms. He's on Twitch, I believe, and Rumble. Like, Rumble basically said, Rumble said they are YouTube's competitor. That's what Rumble said. Rumble said, we are YouTube's competitor directly. Now they're all competing with each other. Twitch is, Netflix. It's media and attention, advertising, all in the same game. But DJ Academics is still winning on YouTube. There's plenty of people that are still winning on YouTube if they're not violating the guidelines within the space. And I think YouTube would want them to keep winning because they want to keep them here because they are their clients. Because they draw in the viewers. They are the creators that create and bring in viewers, which they can also make money from advertising. So it's an ecosystem. Charlamagne's logic is off there in terms of business, in my opinion. There's no benefit to them suppressing the Breakfast Club content just because they went to another platform. I think what Charlamagne is failing to realize is that you already had declining viewership. And this is kind of almost like the nail in the coffin. Because you interrupted, you had a core that stayed and remained. And you interrupted their experience while you guys were going downhill. And that just wasn't a good move.
would disagree. Like, Charlamagne is one of those people that be like, yo, all y'all that keep just saying Rock Nation is behind this, y'all are conspiracy theorists. Why the fuck would somebody at YouTube that is managing Mr. B?
Well, we know why he says that. Everyone that thinks Rock Nation is behind everything or certain things would be conspiracy theorists because he's Rock Nation. Or he has allegedly, they have strong ties with Rock Nation. You know, let's just say that, you know, he wore the paper plane hat. Whenever Dame Dash does an interview, he's wearing a paper plane hat. Dame is looking at him crazy, like, why are you, you know, it's like wearing a flag, you know, you're a blood wearing the blood flag, letting them know, you know, I know the Bloods. I'm cool with the Bloods. I know you got some issues with the Bloods, just letting you know. That's why Dame calls it out. Like, you got the hat on. You repping that man. So, yeah.
Managing all these powerful people say, hey, could y'all log into the Breakfast Club thing and suppress their shit? No, it's not happening. The audience just is unsatisfied. That's it. Your
That's
views
all.
will never be the same.
All we're saying.
If the audience they're the boss. If the audience don't like you or the audience are mad, they're going to leave.
So DJ Academics is doing what I did. He's giving great insight. So DJ Academics, who's well established in the space. I'm not well established, but I'm saying the same thing. the comments have been saying the same thing. This narrative that is so quote unquote a narrative, according to Charlamagne, is confirmed by myself, BILLINICO, by DJ Academics. So we're all just feeding into a narrative. It's not a narrative, bruh. It's an analysis. It's not a narrative. It's analysis. It's commentary, and it's accurate.
They're gonna support less. They're gonna thumbs down. That's gonna affect the algorithm. I don't think it's YouTube. With all due respect, you know, because again, and I'm not saying nothing that could even be misconstrued as hate, because I did the same thing with Off the Record. I don't think that Off the Record views got suppressed by YouTube because it's on Spotify. No, people just wouldn't tune in for that content for 5 minutes of the content when the content is really 3 hours.
Yep. It's actually true, because I would try to watch some of that Off the Record stuff, and I actually went to Spotify to watch some of the Off the Record content. But because I didn't use Spotify, I didn't stay consistent and watch a lot of those things. You know, I would watch certain interviews that I was interested in. So the clips would, you know, bring me in. But if he had a deal where he could post those full clips on YouTube, full shows, then I would have watched more of it. But I understand he probably had to, because that was his leverage to make the full shows exclusive to Spotify, and they gave him a bigger bag to come to Spotify. You know, it's an exclusive deal.
That's it.
It just makes sense.
What you mean?
They suppress the content, like the content that's still, because we still put clips up on YouTube.
Oh, but they're not.
Yeah, but that's not being suppressed. Your audience is telling you, if you're gonna give us 5 minutes, we don't want it. We
exactly
want the entire 2-hour conversation. We want an hour.
Now, I said this earlier. Is DJ Academics gonna say who does this? Who's the creator that still has their long form content readily available on YouTube at all times? And I don't even watch this content creator, their content on YouTube anymore. I watch it on Patreon. And we're going to type it in the chat. I said his name multiple times. His name is in the title. Y'all didn't get UX, user experience. Y'all didn't type that in. Someone type in this answer. Who was the creator that I'm talking about that still keeps their long form content available on YouTube, even if they put their content on other platforms? They still keep their content on YouTube. Not just clips, not just a little bit. The same guy that also refuses to put ads in their product at least they used to, because they don't want it to interrupt. Until they came with the right bag. Who am I talking about? Joe Budden, man. Come on, JB. Joe Budden. And DJ Academics is familiar with Charlamagne and Joe Budden, so I don't know if he's going to say it, but his brain should be working in that capacity where he's like, oh, yeah, I did Off the Record. I had to take my clips and leave them on YouTube, and the full content was on Spotify. That was a win and losing situation. Now, Charlamagne, he had to leave clips of Breakfast Club on YouTube, and they had to put the rest on Netflix. That, win and losing situation. Now, Joe Budden, he has his full long-term content still on YouTube, so people that are used to watching it can still rock with it. They're talking about it. The name is still growing. The brand is growing. They're enjoying it. And they could go to another platform where they're incentivized to go over there because there's more, not less. Why am I going to another platform for something that I was already getting here? Just because someone approached you with a deal. So DJ Academics, let's see if he says that. Let's see if he mentions Joe.
Listen, and maybe I gotta holler at Charlamagne like directly. I'm hoping y'all realize this is not hate or nothing like that. If he thinks that it's YouTube suppressing the Breakfast Club, he's very wrong. Your audience is shouting at you.
And this is what happens when you're an owner Everything matters, bro. It is no joke. You were spending money. You were trying to convert. You are in the driver's seat. It's fun and not fun at the same time. So everything matters to you. So you're looking at the business from a different perspective. Even Charlamagne, who has been an executive, right? You know, he's not looking at it like an owner. Because he's not even talking about the user experience. You got to look at all these different things. He's not looking at it as a CEO or owner. He's looking at it almost like a director, who's someone who directs people. He controls wings of something, a branch of something, but he's still not in those conversations, those boardroom seats where they are letting them know there's certain conversations he may not be having, or they're just not on his mind, because DJ Academics gets it. Joe Budden gets it. I get it. I heard Anton talking about on the Millionaire Morning Show. He gets it. It's a different mentality that it takes to understand ownership and what it means to own your product and to give the best you can for the people that you're hoping to sell your product to. That matters.
Screaming at you, and you're blaming everybody but listening to them. That's the thing with YouTube. I've been here for a long time. I've been in moments.
Even now, myself, I can't. I'm not the best YouTuber. Keeping the YouTube algorithm happy, keeping people interested is hard, bro. Like some people have the gift, man. Some people could just talk on the mic and they captivating. They got people listening to them. They got people following them. It's a beautiful thing. It is what it is. Some people can. This is the new form of MCing, master of ceremony. You know, and it's not something you could just wake up and do. You got to work at it. You got to practice, you know, and God willing, you'll get better. But you got to consider in whatever you do, the people that are paying you, if you're a comedian, who's laughing and who's buying tickets? If you're a rapper, who is listening and buying albums or buying your merch? If you're a YouTuber, who's watching, who's commentating, who's engaging, and who's buying whatever ancillary products you have? If you're the Breakfast Club, who's watching, who's commentating, who's engaging, and who's also participating in whatever ancillary, you know, business you guys have? All these things matter. And it's weird that he's actually not acknowledging these things, you know, Charlamagne. You know, so maybe he's in a tough position where he has to defend the move, but we kind of know what it is.
Moments where I knew the audience was saying otherwise, but for whatever reason, I said, yo, I'm gonna just take this L. And it's okay if you want to take the L. But if you ever want to really be optimal, you gotta listen to the audience. It's like flagrant, and shows should know this. Your audience keep talking.
Schultz does know this. That's why he was talking about user experience earlier on. Schultz knows this.
About this Akash thing. They're not going to let it go. They're your boss. This idea where, like, you know, we all get so lit and we get so rich that we just think that the audience is just like some peons who just deal with what. No, they're the boss. And they're.
I just said that earlier as well. The audience, the consumers, the client base are way more intelligent and knowledgeable now. This is what the people are not. People such as Charlamagne, even these politicians, people are not real. People are much more informed. Intelligence is a product now. You can buy intelligence. You can subscribe for high-level intelligence for a monthly subscription fee. So people are much more informed, and we have a lot more experience. You know, the media space and business has been talked about for decades now. We've dissected it. We flipped it. We've turned it. We've opened it up. Pause. So it just is what it is.
Usually really flexible. I got to be honest. The audience is the best boss. The audience will take some shit, understanding, blah, blah, blah. They're very understandable. What they don't like is when you try to play them stupid.
Oh, bruh, I just said this. Yo, can this be a credibility booster for BILLINICO? I got fire music. I don't think there's a better album than this year. I'm hitting them from all angles. My skits are funnier. I don't think people got better commercials than me. I don't think they got better commentary than me. I don't think they have better music. I don't think they have better merch. They can't copy me. They can't predict me. They don't know what I'm going to do. They don't know what I'm going to say. They don't know what type of music I'm going to make. They don't know what I'm going to do. But I know one thing. I know that the audience is going to love it, or segments of it. I just need y'all to vocalize it more. You know, don't be shy. I know I'm new. I know I only got 1,000 subscribers. Why not be in the beginning and, you know, be like, yo, I was an original, you know, viewer of BILLINICO. So, you know, type something in the chat. But let's close this up and then let's get out of here.
Oh, like you're smarter than them. You're not. That's when they rebel. I think Charlamagne just needs to acknowledge to them, hey, listen, this deal happened. Maybe everything wasn't thought out right. Let's try to figure out how we could make you guys happy.
Facts. Incentives. You ever work for this archaic company and they don't want to do nothing new? They act like everything is just you. Everybody's whining and this and that. It's like, bruh, try something new. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's figure something out. Let's get creative. Or if it's working and it don't break it. At least you could do that. If something is working that people like, don't break it.
Now, granted, I do think some of the things that could make them happy is outside of the contract. Like, for example,
yes,
they want y'all three. Are y'all three down to do extra hours to make the audience feel happy? That they can be like, oh, okay, now this feels like extra content. We'll just go to Netflix for the extra content. But y'all are getting paid without doing that. So if you want to appease them, but I say the audience is the boss. So you have to lean into the audience. If they're all unhappy, you got to lean into them. There is nobody bigger than the audience. That's what I think. So somebody's talking about signing Netflix deals. No, I'm not.
Future of independent leverage, guys. So yeah, that's just it. You know, we got into it. So would you, let's see. Money or ownership. Would you take 200 million to lose your YouTube audience like Charlamagne or stay independent like Joe? I'm not going to type that in because I don't feel like it. But thank you guys for coming and viewing. I appreciate it. This is dope. We're going to do more of this. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Have a blessed day. Let's do what we got to do. Let's see.
But
hold on. My bad. Hold on, my bad.